Champions League is back. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the European Football All-Time channel, and today welcome to my Champions League round of 16 first leg predictions. Playoffs done, completed, and we're now into the round of 16. We now know the path to Munich, and from now to the final it's going to be mad. But yeah, make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. And of course, the first game is in Bruges at the Stadion as Club Bruges take on Aston Villa. Now, of course, Aston Villa, who would have thought they would be in the round of 16? For their first time back in the Champions League in, 42 years? I think it is. They did really well in the league phase. Got some good results. Obviously, finished in the top 8, so avoided the playoffs. Bruges, however, obviously, they didn't get top 8. They had to go into the playoffs, but they actually impressively knocked out Atalanta, who I thought they'd be one of the dark horses in the Champions League, but clearly not. Bruges did quite well to beat them because Atalanta, have had a good season, not just in Champions League, obviously in Serie A and in elsewhere. But obviously, these two teams, Bruges and Villa, will know each other, as of course they did play each other in the league phase. It was a 1-0 win for Bruges at the Ucl Stadion. Obviously, it was that big moment of controversy when Mings decided to pick up the ball and the referee actually gave a penalty. But I think this time around, it'll be a lot closer. Obviously, Villa, two players for them who are just cooking at the moment and have become a very good duo. The two new signings, Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford. Them two linking up, mate, it is brilliant. It's actually it's like Marcelo Ronaldo. Maybe that's a little bit too far, but the link up at the moment between Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford, it's unbelievable. Watkins, can he get a goal in this game? I think it was either him or John Duran who started when, of course, the two played in the league phase. I'm not really 100% sure. But obviously, a lot of people will be expecting Villa to win, but they're winning right off Bruges, though. Bruges are a very good side. They've got some good players, and they've got Yatulga up front, who's decent. They've got Zolis, they've got Van Aken, they've got some other guy, I can't remember his name now. They have got some good players. They've got Yazavi in midfield, Ordonez, De Kuipier at right back, and they've got some other guys. They are overall. They're a good team, Club Bruges. I think they played one of the big teams recently. I think it was Genk, and I think they beat them as well. It's going to be a tight game, but I'm going to just give Villa the win. I think Villa will take a lead to Villa Park. So final score in this first leg in Belgium, it's Club Bruges 1, Aston Villa 2. Villa to take a 2-1 lead back to Birmingham next week. And we now head to Germany as Borussia Dortmund take on Lille. Now, Lille were the ones that actually finished in the top 8. I wasn't expecting Lille to be in the top 8, but fair play to them. Obviously, Dortmund knocked out Sporting. Of course, they got the job done pretty much in the first leg. 3-0 win. Of course, it was a 0-0 draw in the second leg. And, Dortmund, they're starting to improve a bit. I think they beat St. Pauli on the weekend. Lille, they got battered on the weekend. I think they lost 4-0 to PSG. So not a result that Lille would have wanted coming into this game. I think to make it that bit of worse for Lille, the first leg is at Dortmund. We all know Signal Iduna Park. We all know what the atmosphere's like there. It's a very good atmosphere. So Dortmund, they've got to take it. They've got to take the first leg being at Dortmund into an advantage, because if it's low scoring, if it's like a 1-0, a 1-1, a 2-1, whatever the score is, if it's low scoring, or almost like a goal in it, with the second leg being at Lille will be favourites, because it is at their place, and with the fans will be that 12th man. But like I said, recently Dortmund have been quite good. Lille, like I said, that result on the weekend against PSG, not what they wanted really coming into this game. I do think Lille will get a goal, but I think Dortmund are going to win. So, my prediction is Dortmund 3, Lille 1. And we now head to the Netherlands as PSV Eindhoven take on Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal, they did get knocked out in the quarter-finals last year by Bayern. How far are the Gunners going to go far this year? Hopefully they get knocked out in this stage because of the team I support. But yeah, I don't think this will be an easy game for Arsenal. PSV, for me, have been really good this season. I think PSV actually lost their first home game in all competitions of the season recently. I think they were knocked out of the KMVB Cup by Go Ahead Eagles. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's a bit weird, really, because I think PSV, their last 2 games have been against Go Ahead Eagles, and Go Ahead Eagles have won both of them, which is kind of weird, to be fair. And also, it's like PSV, they've only won 1 game in their last 6, to be fair. They've only won 1 game in their last 6. I think that 1 win was the win against Juventus in the Champions League. But, you know, Arsenal at the moment seem to be struggling. Obviously, they didn't play on the weekend, because obviously it's the FA Cup weekend. Obviously, Arsenal were knocked out in the 3rd round by United. So they've had a bit more time and a bit more preparation than PSV have to prepare for this game. So that's an advantage Arsenal will have. But I still stand by it. I still stand that it will not be an easy game for Arsenal. PSV, very good side. You know, they've got Bakayoko, Luke de Jong up front, Noah Lang as well, who's been good recently. And yeah, but you know, with it being at Philips Stadion, PSV, you know, will have the advantage with it being at their place. But, you know, Arsenal, if you look at it overall about the tie, Arsenal will have that advantage. Because obviously, like I said about the Dortmund game a minute ago, if it's like low scoring or there's 1 goal in it, second leg's at Arsenal. So yeah, but I'm not just saying this. I'm a Spurs fan. I generally do think this is what the score will be. And I mean, plus of Arsenal, they can't really score any goals recently as well. So yeah, I think they will score in this game, but I don't think Arsenal are going to win. So they're going to have a big job to do next week in the second leg at the Emirates. But yeah, full-time score for me in this game is going to be PSV 2, Arsenal 1. I think PSV are going to take a 2-1 lead to North London. And the final game on Tuesday night, and it's probably the second best tie of the round of 16. It's up for debate for the best, but I mean, the game is no introduction. It is the Madrid derby. It's Real versus Atletico. I mean, I can't believe it's actually happening. Madrid derby, Champions League. Honestly, I cannot wait for this game. You know, it's going to be unbelievable. I actually did watch a bit of Atletico on the weekend where they beat Bilbao 1-0. Good win, to be fair, for Atletico. Real Madrid, though, they lost to Real Betis. And I watched the highlights of that game, and I thought that the opening half an hour, Real Madrid were alright, but after that, they were a bit crap, to be honest. But to be fair, Real Betis are a good team, to be fair. They got the absolute GOAT himself in Anthony. I mean, his aura must have been too much for Real Madrid to cope with. But, yeah. But, I mean, if you look at the squads on paper, people will back Real Madrid. But I've been really impressed with Atletico Madrid this season. I mean, if we go back to the start of the season, most people would have predicted the title race in La Liga to be between Barca and Real Madrid. Maybe at the start, people would have said, oh, maybe Atletico have been up there. But eventually, you know, it would eventually turn into two-horse race between Real Madrid and Barcelona. But Atletico, they've done really well. You know, they've managed, you know, to stay, you know, on the same level as Real Madrid and Barcelona throughout the season. And I mean, you know, you've got to give credit to Atletico. They've done really well this season. I mean, one player for me is cooking at the moment. Is Julian Alvarez, the Argentinian, absolutely cooking at the moment. You know, I think he's having a really good season. Also, we all know how good defensively they are. I mean, they are known as pretty much defensive FC, because obviously they got Diego Simeone as their manager. But I mean, you know, but Real Madrid, they've got that attacking threat. You know, they've got Mbappe, they've got Vinicius Jr. and that. I mean, I have watched both of the Madrid derby games this season. I watched the game, the 1-1 at the Bernabeu. I watched the 1-1 at the Metropolitano. Both teams were even, to be fair. If I had to edge who was better, I'd probably give it to Atletico in both games, to be fair to them. And I mean, I generally think there is a really good possibility that Real Madrid could actually get knocked out here. But yeah, it's going to be a cracking game. The atmosphere should be unbelievable. Not just this game, and even the game next week at the Wanda Metropolitano. But yeah, score prediction for the first leg at the Bernabeu. I'm going to go with a, you could call it an upset. Is it an upset? I don't know. I probably won't call it an upset, but I think it will be Atletico to win this game. Simeone's men are going to win this game and take a lead to the Metropolitano. So the final score for this Madrid derby will be 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. Now we move on to Wednesday night, and it is Feyenoord versus Inter Milan. Now Feyenoord obviously beat AC Milan. I'm so annoyed because when I saw Feyenoord Inter, I was like, oh, for God's sake, could have had Milan derby, but AC Milan decided to get knocked out. But Feyenoord actually might have a chance, to be fair, because I think Inter have actually got some players out missing. I think they've got Jan Sommer, who's out injured. I think Bastoni might be injured as well. I think someone else who's a key player for Inter's injured as well. I think it's DiMarco. I think Darmian's injured as well. So Feyenoord actually might have a chance to get something out of this game, considering the players Inter have got missing. But Inter, they have a big game on the weekend. As they drew 2-2 against Napoli. Big game in the title race in Serie A. I did watch a bit of that game, and to be fair, Napoli were pretty much all over Inter. Feyenoord, I'm not really sure how they got on the weekend. I'm not really sure how they've been doing recently. I'm sure some people would tell me in the comments. But yeah, but like I said, Feyenoord, I think they've got a chance. With it being at De Kuip as well, we all know the atmosphere at Feyenoord is crazy. But yeah, in the end, going to be tight game. But I think Inter will just about sneak a win. And yeah, it's going to be 2-1 to Inter Milan. And now we head to Germany, as it is an all Bundesliga affair, as Bayern Munich take on Bayer Leverkusen. Now, the only all German Champions League title I remember in recent times is the final back in 2013. Whether there's been one after that, I don't know. But yeah, again, I've actually watched both meetings between these two. Obviously, I think it was 1-1 at the Allianz Arena. Then obviously it was 0-0 at the Bayer Arena. Actually, a few weeks ago, to be fair. And I'll tell you what, in that game at the Bayer Arena, Bayern, for me, was it Bayern? Oh, I can't remember, to be fair. But one team was better than the other. I think it might have been Bayern. I'm not really 100% sure. But yeah, in both of the meetings this season, both teams have played well. They've done well, defensively and going forward. So, it's literally the flip of a coin, really. And any of Bayern or Leverkusen could go through. Obviously, the first leg being at Bayern, Bayern have got to take that into account. But yeah, for me, I think this is probably really tough to call because of how both teams have done this season and how both did against each other at the Allianz Arena and the Bayer Arena in the Bundesliga. So yeah, I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with the same scoreline as it was at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich 1, Bayer Leverkusen 1. And the next game is Benfica versus Barcelona at the Estadio de Luz. Little bit of an Iberian derby, Portugal versus Spain. And I tell you what, we all know what happened the last time these two met, which was obviously in the league phase. What a game it was at the Estadio de Luz. It ended 5-4 to Barcelona in the end. Benfica, they were 4-2 up with what I think about 9 minutes to go. Barcelona roaring back. Rafinha scoring like the 96th minute to win Barcelona game. Unbelievable game. But yeah, this tie should be quite interesting. And of course, like I said a lot throughout this video, with the first leg being at Benfica, they'll have that advantage, but one man Barcelona have got to try and keep quiet is Pavlidis. He has been on fire recently. I think he actually scored a hat-trick in that 5-4 game. But Barcelona, they absolutely got a massive win on the weekend. They absolutely battered Real Sociedad 4-0. I think, again, Barcelona are missing a few key players. I think the number one, ter Stegen's injured. So I think recently Szczesny's been starting in a few games. And to be fair, I think the problem with Barcelona, and sometimes why they do concede a lot of goals, is the high defensive line. They literally sit on the halfway line, and half of the time they just get played through. And yeah, but obviously, like I said, it was 5-4 when they met in the league phase. I'm going to go with another high scoring game. I don't think it's going to be 5-4. I'm going to go less. So yeah, prediction in the end, high scoring game, not as many goals as the 5-4, 6 goals, 3-3. And the final game, and for me probably the tie of the round, it is Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. And of course Paris Saint-Germain have already beaten an English club this year. So they beat Manchester City in the league phase of the Champions League, a 4-2 win at the Parc des Princes for PSG. I mean, PSG thoroughly deserved to win that game. In Man City, they were terrible. And, you know, a lot of people will be expecting Liverpool to kind of go through, but I don't think this is going to be easy for Liverpool. PSG recently have been very, very good. I mean, this is actually a crazy stat. PSG, in their last 4 games, guess how many goals they've scored? I'll give you 5 seconds. They've scored 21. That is crazy. I know, it's mad, isn't it? And that in PSG's last 4 games, they've scored 21 goals and conceded 3. I mean, that is ridiculous. I mean, the 2 7-0s in now. See, the second leg against Brest, I think they beat some team in the Coupe de France like 7-0. And obviously, I spoke about the game against Lille earlier, which they won 4-0. But I mean, PSG, they're just cooking at the moment. I mean, the attack as well they've got is unbelievable. Dembele, I mean, he is on fire at the moment, Ousmane Dembele. I think he's on the same side as Trent, I think. So he's going to have a long day. And Robertson as well. Desire Doué, what a player. Got Kvaratskhelia as well. I mean, Kvaratskhelia, last time he went to Anfield, not even that, just the last time he played against Liverpool in general, he did very well. He had a very good game, to be fair. And, you know, again, I'm going to say again, PSG will have the advantage in this game with it being at PSG. To be fair, I'm not sure what the score of the last time was when PSG played Liverpool at the Parc des Princes. I mean, they have played each other before. I think it was 2019. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, but like, this won't be easy for Liverpool at all. You know, it's probably, I mean, I think everyone knows, you know, the league's done now. So Liverpool might as well focus on the Champions League for now, really. Because, you know, well, they might as well focus on Champions League for the rest of the season because they know the league's done. I mean, if they somehow do bottle it, then, I don't know. But like I said, this will not be an easy game at all for Liverpool. PSG, they're cooking. They're generally cooking. Not defensively, sorry. Going forward, that attack is unreal. Defensively, they're good as well. Midfield as well. I think PSG got really good midfield. Vitinha, João Neves, someone else. They've got really good midfield. But yeah, I mean, obviously PSG, they've got to watch out for Mo Salah. He's just on fire at the moment. Probably going to win the Ballon d'Or. But yeah, in the end, for me, I think Liverpool are going to lose this game. I don't think they're going to get battered, but I just think that's going to happen. PSG are just that good at the moment. I'm going to go high scoring game, but I think the Parisians are going to win this game. PSG 3, Liverpool 2. PSG are going to take a 3-2 lead to Anfield. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for the second leg.